Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be talking to you about the role of a cabin supervisor on a flight. My name is Yetunde Adeyemi as usual. I have 5 years commercial experience in aviation, and in those 5 years I also rose to the position of cabin senior, and that's the reason why I'm able to explain the role of a cabin supervisor on board the flight. And so if it's something that you're very interested in, stay tuned to the end. Before I became a cabin senior, I used to wonder the reason why so many times cabin supervisors are always quick to write reports to the management about situations that happen on board the flight. Even sometimes I even used to take it that, oh, maybe they are using it to try and seek favor, or they're looking for a way to make themselves look professional in the eyes of the management, or they just want to prove their power. That was the mentality. That was what I thought, and the reason why I thought that way is because it's always much easier to be a spectator than when you are the one actually playing in the field. I had no experience as a supervisor, and so I didn't understand how hot the seat they are sitting on is. It was when I became a senior that I now realized that this is the reason why they do certain things. Now, the role of a cabin supervisor is to be responsible for all the cabin crew on board the flight, and also the passengers and also the pilots. They are the ones in charge of everything that is happening. Now, if anything happens on that flight and the cabin supervisor does not put it in writing, it can cost her position. It even depends on the airline you're working for. The airline I was working for, if as a cabin supervisor you do not put into writing a situation that happened on your flight, and maybe they find out through an outside source apart from you, you are going to be demoted. That was how it was for the airline that I worked for, and I saw like at least up to 4 seniors that were demoted back to their previous rank as a result of an information that they found out that happened on a flight within their fellow cabin crew. And somehow the way they found out, I'll explain to you, and these seniors were demoted. So you ask, how was the management able to find out? It's very easy. You know that we cabin crews, they talk. We talk a lot, and we talk within ourselves. Most times, what do we talk about? Things that happen on our flights. That's what binds you and the person together. If you are on your off day and you're going out with your crew members, all you talk about is something that happened on your flight. If you are on a layover and you guys are going to the mall, what do you guys talk about? Something that happened on your flight. That is why every single thing that happens on board the flight, the cabin senior has to make sure that she puts it in writing. So this is the way the management always find out. The cabin crews talk about it. The moment I tell you about something that happened on my flight, you tell me about something that happened on your flight. From that discussion, I will relate with you on something else that happened on another flight that I did, and that is how the information keeps passing out. This person goes on another flight to someone else, discusses the issue again with some other crew. Now, this is how the information goes out. It's so easy to get information if you want to find out anything that happened on it. You get it from your fellow crew members. In fact, I have even witnessed how some crew members, maybe a situation happened on board their flight and the senior called in, because not everyone wants to be writing reports about everything that happens on their flights. But the thing is, some cabin crew members don't even make your job even easy for you. First and foremost, they know their responsibilities. They know they know the things they are supposed to do on board, but they come on board and think, some people just have this mentality that the cabin crew life is a luxurious life, and so they come on board and they start to, they behave so unprofessional. Some senior crew, you can't even correct them without them trying to explain or being defensive and all that. Now, this drama is happening. Obviously, other crew that witness it will tell another crew, and another crew will tell another crew, and that is how the management will find out about it. Now, I will talk about, okay, let me talk about a live situation that happened on a colleague's flight. It said there are two sets of crew on board. My colleagues have her and her cabin crew, and another set of crew that was going to deadhead because their aircraft was in another base. Now they realized that the L2 did not disarm at all. Now, what the person that saw it told her colleague, the other colleague, the other crew that was deadheading were like, oh, what happened? What happened? She told that person. Now, which means every other person knows what's happening, even before the cabin supervisor. She went forward and let the cabin supervisor know that this is, I found out that this L2 did not disarm her door. Now, if you look at it, what do you expect that the cabin supervisor should do at that point? She has to write a report, because if she does not write a report, those crew will take up, it might not even be the crew, but the supervisor for the crew deadheading will look at it as unprofessional. Because normally what she would do is, okay, let me call who is the L2 of the, let me call the cabin supervisor that I took over from, and let her know that one of her crew did not disarm the door. Now you call the crew and ask the crew, why didn't you disarm your door? Maybe you were supposed to do your security checks once the passengers disembark. You know, it means the cabin supervisor, you know, it's going to tell on the cabin supervisor of the flight. Now, my colleague had to write a report about that. Does that make her a bad person? No, it does not make her a bad person, because you have to save your, first of all, you have to save your job, and you have to save, you have to save yourself, because you have to look professional. You're not expecting, because I want to be your friend, or because I want you to like me, because I want you to tag me as one of the very good supervisors, I'm not going to do my job. No. You have to understand that the management puts a whole lot of expectations on the cabin supervisor. There are expectations that the management put. That is why you are made a cabin supervisor, because they realize that you have the quality. For you to be a cabin supervisor, you have to be ready to make sure that you are not the type that wants everybody to like you. I want to be tagged the best supervisor, the nice supervisor, the sweet supervisor. No, it doesn't make her a nasty person, but she has to do her job. Her job is her job. For those people that always have problems with their cabin crew supervisors, and the excuse is that she's harsh, she loves power, she's not nice, she's not this. When you were looking for the cabin crew job, at your interview, you made the recruiters believe that you were the perfect candidates. You are the perfect candidates in that you can work under pressure and there's nobody you can't work with. And you also displayed a form of emotional intelligence, because I believe that as a cabin crew, you should have emotional intelligence. Now, why is it that all those characteristics that you displayed at your interview, it is difficult for you to, apply it in your line of work? Look, let me tell you, you will always meet people that are kind. You will meet people that are sweet. You will meet people that are mean. You will meet people that are harsh. But when life gives you lemons, you need to make lemonade out of it. You need to be able to work with anyone at any time. Because whether you like it or not, the cabin supervisors have a say in your promotion in the airline. Yes, they do. Because if a cabin supervisor should write a report against you, it's going to mark you down when you apply for promotion. When the company wants to lay off crew, they always go to every cabin crew's database, and the first set of people they always tend to ask to go are people that always tend to have problems with their supervisors. See, let me tell you, try as much as possible within your power to be the type that submits to authority. It's very important you have that trait. It's called humility. It's called humility. You need to learn how to work with your cabin supervisors. And how do you work perfectly with your supervisors? If you are going on a flight, whether the person is harsh, the worst supervisors ever, you cannot change your supervisor at that point in time. You're going to be stuck with that person for the next how many hours. So it's better you do yourself a favor and try as much as possible to work peacefully with that person. You cannot change who that person is. if your cabin supervisor is the one that is mean, you cannot change who she has decided to be. The only thing you can change is your reaction to how she is. If she is not a nice person, try as much as possible to work with her. And the best way to work with someone who is mean is not to challenge their authority. You do not challenge the authority of your cabin supervisor in front of passengers, in front of your fellow crew. Make that, see, it's we are all human beings. Everyone loves. No one loves to be if you're an authority, if you are in a place of authority, you will not like to work with someone that challenges your authority. So try as much as possible to learn how to work with your cabin supervisors. Don't argue with your cabin supervisor. Now, if your cabin supervisor gives you an instruction and you feel that that instruction does not comply to the company standards, the first thing you are supposed to do actually is to obey that instruction. Then after you've obeyed the instruction, you can now come out and talk with your supervisor, not in the presence of passengers, not in the presence of other fellow crew, and ask and talk to and tell the cabin supervisor that I did not agree with this. There's a way you will lay your disagreements in a manner of respect, and you let her know that you are respecting her position, you are respecting that position she has, and this is the reason why you followed the instruction. Your job is to follow the instructions of your cabin crew supervisor. If you want to last for years in a particular place, learn to submit to authority. Learn to submit to authority. They are there for a reason. To you, you might think that maybe the management did wrong by promoting them, but the reality is that they are at the top and you are meant to submit to them. So it's better you submit to them and progress in your career, you understand, than to want to prove to them that you are the no-nonsense cabin crew and I need to show you your place and let you know that I'm not going to let you treat me anyhow at your own expense. So I know that you've gained something from my channel today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any comments, feel free to comment down below. Feel free to air your own opinion about my video. I love reading comments. We're all learning. I love to listen to people's opinions. As usual, my name is Etihad. Stay blessed.